Hey, what's going on everybody? Drakefire here. Got another video for you today on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Today we're revisiting our Archmage build, and this is going to be an update, or not necessarily an update, but an alternative playstyle to that build. We're actually going to be changing out the Graveborn Capstone for the Spellshot Capstone, and it's going to give you a lot more spell casting. It's a really fun build, and it throws in some other little twists to it as well. So without further ado, let's jump on into the build and take a look at our gear first and foremost. For this, we're going to be focusing on frost spells. So with that, our necklace is going to have Spellshot power primary with frost damage on the secondary. Our shield is going to have on spellcast give frost damage of 30%. Down here on our armor, we're going with Spellshot once again. And I've got all damage dealt by 15% on this one. I'd like to have spell damage on it, but this is what I got, so I'm happy with it. And then our rings are both going to have spell damage as well. And on this ring I have companion critical hit chance, which you'll see actually does help with this build a little bit. Same with the other ring. Now for our weapons, you're going to notice every single one of these is Ferrior. And the reason that is because this build, we're going to be using these weapons not so much to shoot, but more to throw. And we'll get more into that in just a second here, but just know that you want either weapons from Ferrior that make a Hydra companion, or ones that make a gun with wings. Now down here at our spells, I've got, like I said, all 4 frost spells. These are all different spells, and we'll go over why I like each one a little bit more. But let's take a second to get into the skills really quick and go ahead and set these down. So we're going to start with, of course, Ambidextrous, because we want to be casting as much as humanly possible. After that, we're going to start on the Graveborn side. We're going to go ahead and get 5 points into Mortal Vessel. That's going to raise our overall survivability. Now, on this one, we're going to get Faithful Thralls, which is going to give us 9% damage dealt per companion that we have. We always have our Lich out, so that's 9%. We're going to have a whole lot more out with this build, as you'll see coming up. Now, next we want Sanguine Sacrament. This is going to heal us for 15% of our health every time we cast a spell. That's going to be really helpful for our overall survivability. Down here, I like to take Dread Covenant just because it gives us an easy out from getting downed. And then over here, with Dark Hydra, we're going to put 3 points into that. And then coming down to Ascension, we're going to go ahead and put 3 points in that as well. The stacks last for 30 seconds. You can have up to 10 stacks for a maximum of 60% maximum health and 60% spell damage. Really good stuff. Now, coming over to our Spellshot side, we are actually going to put 5 points into increased reload speed, 3 points into magic bullets. We're going to max out Spell Sniper, because that one is going to be kind of important to our build. We're going to take Mage Armor because that one is awesome, and we're also going to take Glass Cannon because we're casting a lot of spells, and 30% more damage is just great. Obviously, we want high thread count, and we're going to go ahead and beef up Imbued Weapon. We're going to put 3 points into Double Knot. That's going to give us 21% more damage there when we get a critical hit with a spell. Awesome, and you'll see why those synergize so well in just a second. Then over here, we're going to get 1 slot, 1 kill. And last but not least, Sever the Thread. Now, for our skills, we're maxing out Dexterity and Strength. We're not worrying about Intelligence this time because our skill cooldown, unlike the previous Archmage build, is not coming from skill cooldown abilities. It's actually going to be coming from our Ferriors. Down here, we put a bunch of points into our Constitution, just so we live a little bit longer. Now, when we're using this build, where is my favorite spell? I like this one right here, just as a difference. So, first of all, with these weapons, every time we throw one, it's going to summon these little guys with wings. And those are going to increase our overall damage. You can see there at the bottom of the screen, I'm at 4 right now. Then when we cast our spells, look at that damage. We haven't even stacked it up yet, and it is absolutely rocking. So the reason that these little guys are good is because they're going to actually reset our spell cooldown when they get a critical hit. They count. That is huge for this, because we're not going to be shooting our gun a whole lot. We're going to shoot and reload just to get a few of them out there doing their thing. And then every time we get a kill, we're going to get a Dark Hydra up as well, up to 3 of them, which is also going to increase our damage. So if we throw a few of these bad boys out here, you can see that right there, 48k times 2. Again. This one right here, 54k times 2. 51k and 52k. The damage is absolutely insane. And when you've got your Feriors in there doing work for you, it really adds up really fast. So let's go ahead and get in some gameplay quick, just so you can see how this kind of plays out. So here we go, we're loaded in, coming around, and we're just gonna kind of delete things at first here, as we find things to delete, that is. And we haven't even casted any of our Feriors yet, so we're gonna throw those out there. I've got the Hydra going there. And boom, from across the map, just deleted. Now, the reason I like the guns with wings over the Hydras is because they can kind of seek out our prey for us without us having to find it. Look at that damage, just absolutely chaotic. Fitting for a Chaos Dungeon. Oh, we got the Dragon Lord statue here. We should probably go ahead and take that out. Oh, never mind. We have a friend here we need to play with. Boom, boom. And this is a badass. Just absolutely no contest whatsoever. And our Feriors are going to go ahead and keep our spells resetting for us. 80k right there, times 2. That's 160k from one spell cast. Absolutely ridiculous. You can see the potential of this build is just absolutely crazy. Like there's no limits to it. It's pretty good for bosses. You get a lot of resets. You get them really, really fast. And it really helps you move things along. The only downside to this build, I'm going to say, is that compared to the shot gas build or spell gas build, it's not going to kill bosses as fast because it's not going to be sitting there hitting for the same kind of damage. But the overall reliability and the speed of clearing of Chaos Dungeons in general away from the boss is just absolutely phenomenal. I think it might actually be a little bit faster casting than the original Archmage build. I mean, you can see the damage on it is absolutely crazy. You don't have to use these specific spells that I'm using. You can really get in there and pick whichever ones work best for you. The cooldowns aren't a big deal because of the resets that we're getting from our Feriors. And we're just going to keep those out there. They're doing their thing, and everything just gets blown up. See, just a little bit for everybody. It's awesome. And again, I'm using the Burgeoning Ice Spike because it has 100% spell critical, and I really like that. And over here, this one also has 100% spell critical, and I really like that. And the damage on them is absolutely great. But if you find a different ice spell that you want to use, by all means, go ahead, give it a try, see how it performs. You probably won't be disappointed. The build really works phenomenally well with the Feriors, getting you that Spellshot Capstone reset all of the time. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Don't want to make it too long. The last Archmage one went on a little bit long. But if you've got any questions, make sure to hit it up in the comments. If you've got any suggestions, go ahead and throw them down there as well. And if you haven't already, make sure to go over to Twitch and follow my channel. It's twitch.tv/Drakefire. I stream most days out of the week, and we'd love to have you join the community. And aside from that, until next time.